Welcome home, where we provide information, inspiration, and motivator after motivator after motivator. Tonight, we have Myshawn Thomas with us today. How you doing, Myshawn?
I'm doing good. Say it. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to talk to our audience for a second. Welcome to the Pride Empowerment Network, viewers of America's Next Motivator. I'll put out a direct call for those friends and family who see my page to be here tonight. And I deeply appreciate you making a commitment to be here. We're here for a very special reason. We're here for a very profound reason. And I'm looking forward to your comments and your support. At this time, if you would please like the stream, share the stream, and invite somebody else to be a part of this moment with us. Myshawn, where are you from? Tell me.
I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Wow. Were you born in Flint, Michigan?
No, it's not.
Where were you born?
Pontiac, Michigan.
Pontiac. Okay. And what's it like growing up in Pontiac?
I did not stay there long, honestly.
Okay. When did you move to Flint?
I was about 8 years old.
Okay. Now, as soon as you say that you're from Flint, my heart immediately goes to a place of urgency for the diaspora of our people living there in Flint. It's not an easy time for them, and it has not been an easy time for the people of Flint for decades. So you did not have an easy life growing up. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, now, what if you were to explain your childhood to somebody? Tell me what that would look like. Your childhood. What did that look like? Did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes.
How many brothers and sisters you got?
I got 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay, so there's 6 of you.
Yes.
Okay, and where do you fall as far as age?
I fall as the second oldest.
Okay. Talk about childhood for you guys. Let's say when you were 5 years old, what was your life like?
When I was about 5, it was rough.
Rough. Unpack that. We're here for a reason tonight. I want you to unpack that. What did you mean by rough?
Honestly, I was just lost. A lot of things took place, in my home. We were going through tough times, and I was just too young. I couldn't do nothing. It was just rough.
Wow. Now, when you say rough, are you talking about drugs? Are you talking about alcohol? Are you talking about violence? Are you talking about unsecure housing?
It pretty much everything you just said.
So at the age of, let's say, 6 or 7 years old, you were going through pretty much anything I could think of at this time.
Oh yes, it's been a couple of times. I just walked the neighborhood too. Like just at that age. You
were walking the neighborhood at 7 years old.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Man, I got caught stealing one time from the store. Just being bad,
That's what they called it, huh? Being bad.
Yeah.
Right. But in fact, you needed everything. You needed a decent meal. You needed a decent outfit. You needed a lock on the door that worked. You probably needed an air conditioner or a heater.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so while you were walking around in the neighborhood, what were your brothers and sisters doing?
I usually me and my twin sister, we usually hung out a lot, but she'll be at home. My older brother, we'll just be walking around,
Wow.
It was just only us at that time, really, And of course, my other, siblings were just small. So
See, When you talk about being 7 years old, is it safe to say you were 7 years old just walking around the neighborhood, you and your brothers and sisters?
It wasn't 7. It was about 5 when you had said 5. You know.
Right, 5. There
So
you go.
yeah.
So a 5-year-old walking around in in urban Michigan, urban meaning poverty stricken. Did you see things like drug needles on the ground, garbage? What was it like? Were people stealing bikes, stealing cars? What was it like?
I would have been in Pontiac at this time, but where we were at, I could probably say it was a mixture. You know, it's suburb. You know.
Okay.
But I mean, it was still rough there. You know.
Right.
I mostly seen like sometimes you might see boarded up houses or garbage everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, so there were abandoned buildings and garbage everywhere. Now, tell me, what was school like for you at this time? And I haven't heard you mention your parents yet. I haven't heard you mention your mother or your father yet.
I actually school. I went to school in Auburn Hills. Okay. Elementary. It was Will Rogers. It was a good school. My parents. At one point, my parents seemed like they were doing good for themselves. I was young. I didn't, know what they were going through. But, I just know that drugs were being used. Lots of drinking, lots of fighting. But I know, at one point, up into that age before all that stuff happened, things were good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you said school was good too. Was school good for all?
Yeah, they made sure we got there at some point. But my parents, they did what they needed to do to survive,
Okay.
Pretty much.
But at some point, things got a little bit too much to handle, though.
Yeah. My dad ended up getting arrested, when I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up going to prison. It was left on behalf of my mom to take care of all of us, because, right. I remember 6 of us, it was 5 of us at this time, and she was pregnant, my youngest brother, Jalen. So not only that, though, she has mental illness. So it was pretty rough on her, Mm-hmm. She'll lose it sometimes, we got abused. I mean, it'd just be over the simplest thing, like I remember one time I was just helping my mom bring in some groceries, and I got the gallon of milk, and I was walking it into the apartment, and I dropped it, and it like split in half, and wow. She just went crazy on me, she just wow, she took me inside and just hit me with the back of the belt buckle, the middle part.
Where did she hit you?
In my face. She just kept hitting me when it just went crazy. Mm-hmm. It was just nerve-wracking,
I understand. And it was what we call traumatic.
Yeah.
And at the time, did you think that it was abnormal, the things that you were going through, or did you think that was just life?
At that point, honestly, I really thought it was life. I was actually, thinking that, hey, if I do something wrong or anything of that nature, pretty much I had to be perfect, and if not, I'm just, going to have to suffer, and that's why, honestly, I believe that, I spent most of my time like walking the streets and stuff, and because I was just trying to get out of there. Mm-hmm. She didn't care, she'd be, just passed out, high or, and wouldn't watch us, Right. And I'll just be over down the street or something, playing with some other kids. We might wander off,
Right.
They going through the same thing, you know, like their parents didn't care, you know.
So on any given day, how many kids' parents would you say was passed out in the house while y'all were walking around the neighborhood?
Like how many kids will be out, you said?
Yeah.
For the most part, like I said, it was just me and my older brother, Marlon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were the oldest, you know. I have two siblings that are twins as well. And they're about 2.5 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when I was about 5, 6, they would have been about 3, 4. So,
Right.
you know, they'd be inside the house doing their own thing, running around. And
So the 3-year-olds are doing their own thing.
yeah.
Right. Because I'm thinking who was feeding them baby food and changing their diapers
Yeah.
while you were out walking around the neighborhood and
it's just, yeah, you know.
right. So things got really rough, but you thought that was life. You thought that was life.
Yeah, I really did, you know. And
Right.
I know my older brother will always have my back, you know. So like, you know, we used to wrestle a lot, you know, and you always fight, you know, when you're young too. That's kind of what we do, you know.
Yeah. Did y'all ever go off into an abandoned house or did y'all ever flip on a dirty mattress?
No, we haven't gotten to that point.
Okay. All right. So tell me what happens next.
After what's that?
So after you're 5 years old, your brothers and
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
So what happens next? Because now it's getting rough because you're living a life where your mother might be passed out in the house, y'all are outside. What happens next?
CPS get caught and I go to foster care.
Who called CPS?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And so you don't know who called CPS. How did your mother find out that CPS was called?
They actually came to the school and picked us up.
Now, for those of us who don't know what CPS is, what is CPS?
Child Protective Custody. Services.
Okay. So you were at school, probably looking forward to lunch or thinking about what had just happened in the cafeteria. And what happened? Some social workers just came in and said, "We need to see you."
Yeah, they pulled me out. Yeah, and went to the office.
How did that walk feel when you were walking down to the office with the social worker and you didn't expect a visit?
It wasn't the social worker. It was more like a teacher. You know, okay. I wasn't sure, so I just kind of like followed. You know, I didn't know what was going on.
Right. And so what happened after they brought you down to the office?
They pulled me to the side to a room, and the social worker started talking to me.
What was the social worker saying?
She was so long ago, but I can just remember her just telling me that she's taking me somewhere, you know, and like I said, I'm just this young, you know, I didn't comprehend any of this. You know, I just remember going to the building, and I remember seeing my mom in the back of a police car going down there.
How did that make you feel when you saw your mother in the back of a police car and you didn't know why?
I'll be honest with you. I felt normal. You know, I seen her crying, you know, but I didn't understand that, you know, when you do things like anything rough, like you go to jail like that. You know, I didn't understand what you like go to jail for.
Right, because you thought that the life that y'all were living was normal. And when you saw your mother in a police car, you probably thought, whatever this is, it's temporary. Is that right or is that wrong?
That's totally right.
Okay. And at what point did you realize that social workers had also talked to your brothers and sisters?
Actually, me and my twin sister, I'm sorry, we were pulled out. We got taken out first.
Okay.
We drifted off to a home, and I didn't know anything. I didn't comprehend for like maybe a month that my brothers and sisters weren't coming with me.
So nobody told you, Mishan, you're going into foster care. Let me be clear. You're going into foster care, just you and your sister, and your other brothers and sisters are not coming with you. Nobody made this clear to you for over a month.
They told me that pretty much in a way that my mom was going on vacation, you know, and that they were going to have us here, you know, for a few months. At this point, you know, they were giving my mom the right to try and get us back.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So how long did your mother try to get you guys back?
Like 99. I want to say she had 3 years.
Okay. And at the end of that 3 years, what happened next?
The rights got terminated.
Your mother's rights got terminated. And so it sounds like if your mother's rights got terminated, that means that you were legally separated from your mother.
Yeah.
Meaning that somebody came up with a document, a piece of paper, saying that you was not your mother's children anymore.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, we're talking to Mishan Thomas. This is his story, but it is reflective of millions of American stories today. And we're going to continue this tough conversation. Mishan is strong, and he's sharing with us today. I appreciate every single person that's in the building. Edward Drake, I see you. Kente Tahir, I see you, and I appreciate you. You guys, if you can, go ahead and invite other people to this conversation. So after your mother's rights were terminated, what happened next?
Me and my twin sister and all of us, we stayed in foster care. Like at this point, we realized, you know, it's like I said, it's been 3 years. So we realized that, sorry about that. We realized that, you know, the situation that we was in, you know, is going to stand because it was just consistent for so long.
Right. Now, when you say that it was consistent for so long, does that mean that you were going from one foster home to the next foster home?
No, we well, no. I mean, I drifted off to another foster home when I was 8.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you say drift, you know, I'm hearing something in there, that word drift, that I'm not sure our audience is going to understand, because
Right.
I think that there's something inside of that. It seems like a sense of not knowing exactly what's going on when you say drift. What do you mean by the word drift? Because now you've drifted 2 times. You drifted into foster care, and now you've drifted to another.
All right. When I drift, as in like trying to put this in a. I mean, like, kind of like there was things that kind of happened in between.
Okay.
You know, what I'm trying to, you know, and like you just mentioned, you know, and I'm thinking about it. Like I was saying, I kind of bounced around a little in foster homes, about like 4 at that time.
Oh wow.
But, you know, yeah, it just bounced around at that time, you know, just for different reasons.
Right. Reasons maybe such as, you know, each placement was temporary.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly what it was, you know, to figure out, you know.
Right. Okay. And so was there any sort of a consistent, you know, thing going on in your life? Did you start, you know, were there any fathers in these homes that you were being placed in?
One.
One. And was that father active in your life at the time?
He was.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, did he have any traditions with you? Did he take you to the barber shop regularly? Did he read books with you? Did he take you for walks? Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How old were you when this began to take place?
About seven.
Okay. All right. But you still had to move even beyond the home where you had a father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want you to talk to me now, because now you're about preteen, you're getting ready to be a teenager. You know, what did and I want to know as well. When was the last time that you reflected on your life to this extent?
I honestly, I constantly think about this daily, in my life,
Like, constantly think about this.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, do other people go through this, at times? So yeah, I think about it a lot. It hits me hard.
Talk.
It just gets to me, thinking about it. I want to do better. I want to.
You want to be better than that from which you came.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what did your teenage years look like? What was the 15-year-old Mishan up to?
Oh man. 15-year-old. I was in Flint, I was about middle school, high school, 8th, 9th grade. It was kind of rough. It was rough. We're getting back to that rough stage still.
Right. Now, when you say rough at in your teen years, what do you mean by that? Now, because rough, is it the same rough as you had?
I was actually placed in a group home, at this point, and it was with other kids in the system, who come from the same background I did, and there'd be lots of fights in the homes, and it was rough, then at the same time you got to go to school. We went to the public school, so we still had interaction with the public, people in Flint, so it was rough in school too.
So let me get this straight. You went from having a father to going into a group home where people are fighting in a group home. Fighting over what? Fighting over a missing pair of shoes? Fighting over you bumped somebody in the hallway? Fighting over y'all came from different neighborhoods?
Pretty much, exactly what it is.
So in essence, yes. At the age of 15 years old, you felt like you were placed. Almost felt like you were placed in a jail.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, had you committed any crimes at this time? By 15 years old, did you commit a crime that resulted in you being placed in a group home?
Nope.
And so, what were your thoughts about the world at this point?
It was rocky, thank God, that I had some, counselors, who would be there for us. I felt like I didn't have no one, I was separated from my family, my brothers, sisters. I just felt lost.
So you felt lost. Did you also feel desensitized?
What do you mean by that?
Did you feel numb to the pain of being separated from your brothers and sisters?
I did. I mean, I felt normal, but it hurt too at the same time, at the end of the day, all I really had was family, was people I was fighting with every day, and the staff that worked there.
The people who you were fighting with every day were
the roommates. Yeah.
And you felt like that you walking around with pain in your chest because you constantly thinking about what you had went through, you thought that that was normal.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what did you think about your future at that point? Were you looking forward to getting a driver's license? Did you want to graduate high school? Were you good at math? Were you good at reading? What was going on as far as your outlook and your future?
My outlook on future was I kept up with the sports. You know, used to want to play sports, and for the longest, I wanted to be an athlete. I knew that wasn't going to happen, but I just
why is it that you knew that that wasn't going to happen?
I just didn't have faith in. I mean, everything was just going wrong, you know, and like, you know, I just didn't have no hope in life. You know, I just felt like, hey, I'm in the hood, you know, I'm in the ghetto, you know, this is where I'm gonna be at my whole life. You know, it wasn't no way out of this, you know.
You know, I wanted to say that the description that you've given me of your life was like Earth's version of hell. And that what you're saying to me right now is that you thought that you were going to be in hell for your whole entire life. That's the way I feel right now. And hearing you say that at the age of 15, you felt like you were going to be in hell for the rest of your life is drawing a very deep emotion out of me. And I appreciate you sharing your story tonight. But this will be a moment of triumph for you. This will be a moment of victory for you tonight. And that's why we have family in the building. And that's why we're getting this story out so that we can get out on top of these experiences. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
All right. And so you thought that you were gonna live this sort of a tumultuous life pretty much forever. And where are your brothers and sisters at this time?
This is a crazy thing. About a year later, I get pulled out of school.
What you mean pulled out of school?
My therapist at the time that worked with me there at the group home pulled me out of school and take me to the main building that we had there, put me in a room, told me to open the door. It was my twin sister. So she came back in my life then after all them years.
Wow. Now, how many years had it? First of all, we have a comment from the audience. Chastity Curry says, so many young people suffer tremendously from being taken from their parent figure. Some may say their life became worse. Would you say that your life became worse after you left your original home? Or was it the same? The same elements?
I felt more secured actually in the system than where I was living.
Mm-hmm. But you still had some feelings of, lack of faith.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still had that lack of faith, you know. Yep.
Lack
I still
of
had that. Mm-hmm.
Nicole D says she sees you looking good, son.
Hey, Dion.
We're going to get a victory out of this night here, but not before.
We need to share this.
We're going to make a victory out of this night tonight. I'm glad that everybody's here. Nicole, I see you here, but not before this story gets even deeper. We're going to be right back after a brief message. America's Next Motivator, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, hosted by me, Cedric Riley, and sponsored by our good friends over at 4D Healthware. And we're back. Maishan, you said that your twin sister came back into your life, and I'm sure that was a positive turn for you. What were what sorts of experiences and emotions did you start to go through once your sister had came back into your life after all those years?
I mean, it felt like a wish came true. Like I feel like a new person again, honestly.
Wow. When your sister came back into your life, it made you feel like a new person. So what I'm getting out of that is that your brothers and sisters, in this case your sister, but I'm sure if you would have had even more of your siblings with you, it would have made you feel even brighter. But your sister reappearing in your life after all those years, it brightened your world, and I'm sure it must have gave you a sense of faith and gave you a sense of confidence, a renewed sense of hope in your life. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, what was it like when you graduated high school?
You said after I graduated?
Yep. Did you graduate high school?
Yes.
Okay. Now, where was your sister when you graduated high school? Was she right there with you?
Is she? No, she wasn't able to attend, but
okay. She was around.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel when you graduated high school? Did you feel like the world was yours? Did you feel equipped for success? Did you feel like you had the support of people around
Absolutely.
you?
Yes. At that point in my life, everything was perfect. Graduating made me feel, man, like I was just so happy,
Right. And so you were happy. Now, did you start discovering any talents in your life? Did you start figuring out why it was so magical that your mother and father came and made my shine? Did you just,
At this point, honestly, I didn't live this so long, it became normal to me. So like I never questioned myself with it.
Right.
I just did what I had to do to get through that, and things just like naturally came along.
Things like what?
I mean, things just naturally came along, like just different opportunities, nice foster family, who helped me get to that level, to achieve that goal. It was very hard, but
we have a question. Ani Keen Riley says, did you reconnect with your other siblings?
10th grade year, yes.
10th grade year?
It wasn't in person or nothing, though.
Wow. So really, not really.
Just social media, Facebook.
Were you guys ever all back together again? Ever?
Nope. Me and my twin sister stick together.
But when was the last time all of your brothers and sisters were together in the same room at the same time?
I'd have been about 5, so all in the same home, man.
So what we talking? 18 years ago?
No, this is about 20 years ago.
The last time that you and all your brothers and sisters were together in the same room was 20 years ago.
Well, living like together, but the same. We all reconnected now. I thought you were talking about then. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying in general. So when was the last time? Like, let's whether a family reunion.
Yeah,
or...
we're well connected now.
Okay, and what helps keeps you guys connected? Like social media.
Me and my brothers, we play NBA 2K a lot on the PlayStation. So
okay,
that's how we stay connected, really, in social media.
Right. And what role did music play in your world at this time?
Music, as far as
like, I mean, were you into music? Were you DJing? Were you rapping?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was. After I graduated, I started DJing. I've always loved music because that's always been like an escape from my problems. When I get down and depressed, I just put in the headphones and get me back in my mood. I love music, so
right. And then I want to ask, as we transition, you said earlier that you felt like you were the only one going through this situation. Did you discover as you got older that there were other kids out there going through the same life that you were?
Yes. When I was about,
would you say a lot of people or a little bit of people was going through the same?
it was a lot.
Really?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
More
How did that make you feel?
It shocked me.
Okay. And so, I'm gathering that all these experiences went into you being a young man. The young Mishan, the young 18-year-old Mishan had been through a whole lot. And I met you at some point along the way at a conference on the campus of Eastern Michigan University, and you were a very bright young man, a very resilient young man. And if I'm not mistaken, your twin sister was there with you at that conference. Is that correct?
She was. We were there together.
Wow. And what was that experience like for you, just being at a conference where the theme was motivation and you could see other youth there? How did it feel to be a part of a motivational experience at that time in your life?
It made me feel happy. Like, it made me feel like I was around people that, like, pretty much, like, it made me feel like it was like a good support,
Mm-hmm.
like
you could see other people going through what you're going through and still being able to put a smile on their face.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you became an adult, and did you decide to start a family? And what did your siblings do?
I decided to start a family. Me and my twin sister, yeah, my older brother. My other sibling has kids too, so 4 of the 6 have children.
Okay. Now, I'm gathering that you've had a lifetime of challenges and adversities. There's talent in you, and there's strength in you because you're here today. But unfortunately, life was not done with its challenges yet. And you had something happen recently in your life, and I want you to talk to us about that if you can.
On June 15th, I was
June 15th, 2020?
Yes. I was sleeping, and I got a call from, my cousin on, like, my other uncle's side, and was like, she has something to tell me, and that someone has been killed, and it was my twin sister.
And so, where was she when this happened?
She was Lima, Ohio.
Lima, Ohio. Where is there an investigation into what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. If somebody wants to support you at this time, how can they get in touch with you?
Through Facebook.
Okay. And I want to applaud you for being strong today and coming on here and sharing your story, because it must feel like your whole world came crashing down for you to find out that your twin sister was murdered.
Yeah.
I can't help but to think that the life that you all live with, the lack of support, the lack of protection, the lack of adequate resources, resulted in your sister being in a place where she was not protected. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Sierra Young says, OMG, I'm sorry. I'm here to support you in any way I can. Stay strong, King. And Yolanda Riley says, my God. My Sean, what you're doing today is it's a miracle. It's a miracle that with all that you've been through, that you're not at the local park right now drinking your life away. That you're not outside at the local park, smoking your life away.
Yeah.
You're here and you're telling your story. And you now more than ever are going to have to stand up. You're going to have to be a protector of yourself. You got to protect yourself first. You got to love yourself. And you have to maintain a positive memory of your sister. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Because I don't see where anybody ever swooped in and was the Maishan that you needed them to be. Only you could be the Maishan that you need to be. And now more than ever, you need to transform into your higher, stronger self. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Another senseless crime has taken place amongst our people. Senseless. Was your sister a criminal?
Nope.
Was she out here doing people wrong?
Nope.
Did she have children?
Yes.
How many children did she have?
One daughter.
And so now, as a result of somebody's senseless behavior, we have another family member out there without a parent. That's your niece. And now your experience of pain and terror, it continues. My brother, when I saw that this was going on in your life, I said, we have to rally around you and we have to support you and we have to let the world know what is happening in Mishan Thomas's life, because I know you. And there's no way on God's green earth that I would have sat back and act like my little brother was not going through pain and going through hurt, and act like you don't need somebody to reach out to you, validate what you're going through, be understanding, and be a resource for you going forward, because this is what we need to do as a community. To the Pride Empowerment Network, I appreciate so many of you for tuning in tonight. What you're doing tonight is what we need to do in perpetuity for our brothers and sisters, whether it be in your neighborhood, in your city, or even across state lines because of social media today. We need to reach out. We need to hug each other. We need to communicate with one another. And we need to make sure that we get through tough times together. I'm here for you today, my brother. Not only am I here for you today, Yolanda Riley's here for you today. Sierra Young is here for you today. Nicole D is here for you today. Kente Tahir is here for you today. Chastity Curry is here for you today. Edward Drake is here for you today. And there's dozens of people watching this right now whose comments we can't see because we're streaming in about 6 different places. But we're here for you, man, and we are identifying with your pain and your struggle, and we are sending you countless vibes right now. You understand?
Yes.
And so, did you guys have funeral services for your sister?
We had a candlelight visual, and we're working on our memorial service now.
Mm-hmm. Another young queen gone too soon.
Too soon.
And I feel that, you know, we failed. I feel we failed your sister. At some point along the line, the community failed your sister. Right?
Yeah.
And we have to do better. We have to do better. You know? Now, what we have the responsibility of doing today is taking this moment and making it count forever. You know, I'd like to see you If possible, if we could work together to create some form of a foundation, if the Pride Empowerment Network can support you to create an annual event in her memory, what would you think about that?
Repeat that again. Sorry.
Yeah, if we could find a way to create an annual event to commemorate the life of your sister, to celebrate her life, how would you feel about that?
That'd be great if we could, you know.
Yeah, let's see if we can do that, because one thing that I believe is that when people leave and they go to the other side, we don't have to let their memory die.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can understand that this person is in a better place now. This person is able to communicate with you from the other side now. And when you face adversities, when you face problems, just like you're facing right now, you've got to know she's on the other side. She's encouraging you through. Like you said, that's your twin. She's pulling you through. She's talking in your ear right now. She's talking in your heart right now. She's with you now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so what you've got to do, you've got to listen. You got sometimes, hey, I hear you, sis. What was her name?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. You got to say her name. I hear you, Mackenzie. I love you, Mackenzie. Good morning. Good day. Good night. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you go to figure out the answer to a problem in your life, it's not going to be you talking. It's going to be Mackenzie talking. You've got to be able to welcome that. Now is the time where you have to wake up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You've got to wake up now. Your eyes have to be able, your eyes have to begin to project your future. You've got to be able to project your future now. You're not just taking in trauma no more. You had a lot of trauma. You had trauma up to here. Now it's time for you to start projecting the future that you want in your life, and the future that you're going to provide for your nieces, for your children, for your family, to stop the generational dysfunction that has gone on in your life and which has resulted in the loss of life. So I'm going to be honest with you, man. There's no words to express what's going on right now.
Yeah, no.
No words to express what's going on right now, man. And I feel that what you're going through, while this is a unique moment for you, 100%, countless, hundreds and thousands of youth in the foster care system and coming out of the foster care system, their lives are being taken. I used to think when I was younger, for those of you who don't know out there, I grew up in the foster care system as well. I spent 8.5 years of my life in foster care before I was adopted. And I too used to think that not very many people was going through this. I thought it was just me and my brothers and sisters was in foster care, but most people was living at home with their parents. And as I got older, I met people from all around the country, too many to count, too many to name, who were living life without their mothers, who was living life without their fathers, whose they mother went to jail, their mother died while they was in foster care, their father went to jail, their father died while they was in foster care. And now when they become adults, you can't even find them no more. You can't even find them no more because they hooked on drugs, they hooked on alcohol, they losing their lives to senseless violence. So this is a different type of show tonight. Sierra Young says, if you have a donation link, can you post it so I can donate and make sure she's sent home the proper way? People want to donate.
I have a GoFundMe page link I can share.
Can you drop it in the comments after this broadcast is over? And I'll also try to put it on the stream right now. What's the name of the GoFundMe? How do you say it? Like, give me the entire URL.
I'm not sure right now. I had to go look at it.
Okay. So at the end of this broadcast, if you can, drop it in the comment section here. Okay. And let the people know. My Sean, today you're becoming a leader like you've never been before. You have to step into shoes that you may have never imagined having to step into. Do you have anything to say to other people out there who might be going through something similar to what you're going through?
Yes, I just found, it's best to always what's helped me was talking about things with people, That's really what got me through hard times. And I try and stay positive about things now. I don't never think they're impossible. I just
all things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
If you can conceive it and you can see it, then you can achieve it.
Yep, exactly.
And see, that's why I said to you that after all you've been through in your life, it's time for you to stop accepting the images that people provide in your life, and it's time for you to start projecting and creating the images that people see in your life. Aren't you fed up? Are you fed up?
I am fed up.
Talk about that.
Just losing. I have friends that's been, killed. I'm fed up just with, senseless crimes. And, now it's became, my twin sister because this thing that I had to me, I'm fed up with it. It's pointless and it's just silly, and
right. So, when you get fed up, it's time to make a change. I want you to repeat after me. Say, when you get fed up, it's time to make a change.
It's time to make a change.
Let me ask you something. Would you be willing to join the Pride Empowerment Network and begin telling your story to help people around the country?
I would.
Okay. And we're gonna do some coaching with you, and we're gonna help you to craft your story in a way that can be shared with other people helpfully. And let's you and our partner, you and the Pride Empowerment Network partner. It's not just me. There are other people who are going to come along as well and make you into the leader that's deep inside. We're going to bring that out. And you, my friend, my brother, is going to start sharing your story to help other people in your communities and in the country. How about that?
All right. Yes, I like that.
So from here going forward, your life is going to be changed. All I need from you is to commit to changing it. Is that okay?
Yes.
I want to just ask you a few questions before we get out of here. And I ask these questions for a reason. I believe life happens in 3 phases: survival, and then success, and then greatness. We're here today to pull you out of the survival phase, get you into the success phase, and encourage you into the greatness phase. Is that all right with you?
Yes, it is.
All right. As with any unique experience, you need a before and an after. So this is the before. What is survival to you?
Survival to me is being able to, I don't know, just, I look at it as being able to do things on my own and being able to have a life, just being able to keep it,
Right. Stay afloat.
Mm-hmm.
What is success to you?
Success is, accomplishing things and, pretty much doing the best
The best you can. Go ahead and finish it out. What is greatness? Yeah, go ahead.
But no, I was just saying, just pretty much being the best that I can, you know.
Yep. What is greatness to you?
Greatness. I'm not sure, you know, but the way I think of greatness is like spreading the love. I don't know. Like,
yeah. No answer is the wrong answer. We're at the beginning of something new. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the power of America's Next Motivator as a platform. This is what we're here to do, is to connect with our community members and help them to transform their lives into an even more meaningful thing, to make sure that neither their life nor their death goes in vain, and to share their story of transformation with the subsequent generations of us. My Sean, I want to respect your strength today. I want to acknowledge your journey. I want to give you your crown. I want to let you know that there is much work ahead, but you're built for it. You can do it. You will do it. And I'd like to follow up with you maybe, let's say, 3 months from now.
Right.
And have another conversation about the new and improved My Sean. Not new and improved because you did something wrong, but new and improved because you're doing something new, because you made a change. Okay? Mm-hmm. And you, My Sean Thomas, is one of America's Next Motivators. Is that all right with you?
That's fine. That's perfect.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've said before, I'd like for you to like this stream, share this stream, and continue to tune in to America's Next Motivators. All episodes are not like this, but today we were able to do something great. We're going to be talking tomorrow on Monday rather, with a gentleman who has a powerful organization, creating leaders out of young people, which again goes along with this topic of what we're doing today. And I want everybody to be encouraged. Most importantly, Mishan, I want you to be encouraged, my friend. Okay? And everybody, thanks for supporting the America's Next Motivator. And I'll see you next time right here on our platform. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.